And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six as the Garthimi. We're going to let time advancing again. We're still trying to get up to 200 soldiers before we go to war. We did lose a couple in the last one, although we got a couple slaves in exchange for them, so it wasn't the worst of results. We're still improving our roads to Fungal Road. Oh, and I do have quite a bit of stone. I can do a bunch of stone upgrades. Do that. Structures. Stone. Upgrade. And again, we're upgrading our buildings. Our people like stone buildings. We got a lot of stuff built in mud, which they... Well, I think technically the building opinion is preference, not opposition. So they don't mind the mud per se, they're just not interested in it. Yep. I think that's all the housing buildings, and we've done all the industry in the northwest here. So I've got to do the industry sort of in the main town area. Anyway, once we're at war, we might be doing a bit of slave raiding to acquire some people's jobs. For example, we wouldn't necessarily be opposed... I think the place we're going to be raiding is mostly from Crotonians. So the Crotonians will probably be doing things like the grain fields and the baker and the ration maker. So 23, 33, 43 Crotonians would not be terrible to have in the city. But we don't want them for the mines and such. They're also decent haulers, I suppose we could assign them to haul stuff. And then as far up here in digging out the mountain, we haven't yet cleared out the first batty crawler. This is the max size batty crawler, so it takes a while to build. What I might do is, let's start stockpiling some of our cut stone. So I'm going to raise this limit from 0 to 25. That way our warehouse actually, warehouses some. I suppose I am full on furniture. What was I using like... Oh, the mines. The mines cost a bunch of furniture to build. I'm like, what was I doing really that was costing so much furniture? The mines. The mines do. Mines are expensive in furniture. And in fact, that's almost all our maintenance is probably going to maintain those mines right now. One thing you can do to not be as hard-headed and dumb as I am, I max out my mines when I set them up. If you want to minimize furniture and wood upkeep on these things, build what you want. Don't build aspirationally like this. I am paying upkeep for... if you were to pause it and see how much. I am paying upkeep for 154 jobs, and I'm only getting 30 right now, because I don't have the people to work it. So, if you only wanted 30, you probably should build 30 jobs worth of mine and not 154, for example. I do it this way because it's convenient for expanding the mines, but I know I'm paying a surcharge in furniture. These mines are not going to ever get more expensive to operate, but they're also very unproductive relative to their cost right now. And I suppose once we got all the buildings upgraded to stone, I'll probably pull the canal up here. Oh, tech-wise, did I pick up the moat tech? I did. So I could also build the moats for people to swim in. Done that housing building, yeah. It's that one, and then we've done everything up top left here. Sans the baddie crawler places. At some point I might want to do away with the baddie crawlers and move them up into the mountain. Those these small buildings aren't too bad. That's probably going to be the most expensive building. Okay, save it a little bit more. Okay, the more we transition over to stone, the higher our building preference gets. And we must be getting pretty close to 50 to having all those stone buildings, all the buildings transition over to stone, except for the pastures, because we're pretty close to 50%. Although we do have some people probably enjoying the mountain at this point, because we've got them work on the carving out the baddie crawler place up there. I'm calling it Balti. I think it's probably Balti, not Baddie. Balti crawler, yeah. Okay, they're really carving that up there. That'll provide, well, that'll provide the same number of jobs I think these will. Right, that's going to provide up in the animals 14 jobs-ish. Although, pretty good yield per job, so shouldn't be too bad. Oh, as far as the pumps are concerned, may want to plan out some pumps on the eastern bank over here. Similarly to how we did on the western bank. That way when I have the time I can just flood everything to maximize our fisheries. I don't need to even build these, right? If we arrive at the conclusion I don't need this many pumps, I probably don't need this many pumps. I just never have to build them. But by doing this, I make sure to save just enough of the wet area to get the pumps in. And the rest of that can be turned to fisheries. In theory, I could do the opposite. I could do the fishery, flood the area first, and if I need pumps later, I can come unflood it to build pumps, but... almost up to 200. 183 fully trained, 20 currently training. If we ever drop to not having 20 training, I should go and backfill, or edit one of the old units and up the melee training. I think 10% is sort of the minimum we want. In fact, we probably want more than that. We probably like 20 or 30%. I'm going to go out with 200 soldiers. And yeah, working with people who like to mine stone and like them as a furniture. So once we get our buildings converted over the stone, except for the bounty crawler breeders. Because the ones out here and not in the mountain I might tear down at some point. Replace with the ones in the mountain. It's almost cleared. In which case we're going to need a lot of wood, but that's not too bad. And then we'll start clearing the next one. At some point I could probably put a road/highway over to the area over here. And then we've got the benefits of both death by fighting pit and enslavement being very high detriment punishment types. So we've got pretty much perfect law and order for the moment. You know, we have some exiles from obviously not having enough facility size. Probably from not having the prison. Well, not having the stockade. When we took the prisoners. There's our wood getting dropped off, so we got more wood. Guessing they finished clearing up here? Yeah. That's not gonna take too long to build. Yep, well, let's go to the wood hold up there. And again, this is going to be, once they're adults, providing a decent amount of food. Let's take the opportunity. Let's actually not. Let's mining mode what I'm doing. Whoops. Here we go. Don't accidentally delete the road, please. Come off the planning mode, and then we do home, I think is what we want. Longhouses along the end here. Okay, so I do need to carve a doorway every so many squares. Have to do. That one's probably too close to the edge of the mountain. Put 3 houses on there. And to be fair, that'll provide nice housing for the multi-crawlers just across the way. Doing the construction paths. And there'll be the odd interior building they need to finish, and we'll have a breeder going there. And I think from a shape standpoint, this is not considered... It's considered... Oh, actually... Interesting. Getting the houses there. Oh no, it's the interior cutting that's doing it. So this will square back up as soon as I finish cutting it square. Yeah, we probably want to do some stuff to unsquare it. That makes sense. Got a couple ideas what I can do to do that. This technically won't unsquare it, but it gets us some service values. And if I refill the mountain, like so, that should help to round it up. No, that didn't work. Move those outcroppings. Raptors. Again, we don't have the hunting, and I don't want to deal with health bonus, so we get rid of the birds. Let's try the other side. The reason it's not helping, well, it is helping, it's just not helping at the same time, is that's flat, that's diagonal, and those fight each other. Let's try something like that instead. Again, probably still with the humidifier in the middle. No, I'm still not doing a good enough job at making it not square. No, I'm just gonna, if it is just gonna be not square, let's keep the road vaguely straight. I'm probably gonna make the hallway wider to unsquare it. Workers. Am I getting a higher density because it's in the mountain? I might be getting a higher density because it's in the mountain. Okay. Getting 23 workers and 23 animals in there. Yeah, must be getting higher density because it's in the mountain. And yeah, we have enough hydration here that I don't need to bother dragging the irrigation up yet. Structure, stone, upgrade. I think that's... I don't hit any of the multi-crawler stuff. I think that's all the buildings upgraded now. Old town. Oh, no, the north portion of that warehouse. Now that's all the buildings upgraded. So, in preparation for distributing it to the people... actually, too late. I've already told the marketplaces to stock the stone. Marketplaces are stocking stone. So once we get enough stone, I'll start serving it to our Garthimi as furniture. I'm gonna do an experiment here. Can I make it not square if I make it a 5-wide road and then sort of zigzag the road? The other thing we're trying to sort of do is our people don't necessarily like open space. Our Garthimi are weird like that. They like the tight, closed environs of their hives. So the more I can keep space at a minimum, the happier they are. Okay, I think that should be the last of really the fungal roads we need back in the main town. So we could do some fungal roads up in the district around here. Okay, yeah, probably still want more fungal roads. And as far as furniture access, yeah, we probably got enough stone. I could probably do the first distribution of furniture. Not be kicking ourselves too much. Oh, and we hit 200 people, and we don't have 200 training, so it's time to raise our training standards. We got the full bonus from army. We obviously don't have the full bonus from melee training. As far as I can tell, that probably says they want them to be fully trained in melee, which that's maybe a little bit more than I'm willing to tolerate right now, but we'll go up to 20%. In fact, yeah, tell both of them up to 20%. I might not wait that long before we go to war, but we'll try. Okay, so we've carved that hallway out. That hallway is also obviously very straight. Class to straight. If we go with refilling, do something like that, would that make that portion round? Yes. So that makes my hallway sort of only usable on one side, but I can kind of work with that. Especially if it's giving me a round hallway. shove some humidifiers over here. Yeah, we worked out that we need 5 wide hallways, then we obviously carve 5 wide hallways to do that work. So you want to be 5, and do an inner corner like this to go up to 5. In the meantime, stone's looking fine. How's the furniture access distribution going? About where we want it for third distribution, so let's go up to 2/3. People don't consume furniture quite as fast as they do consume food. And then hopefully this area over here is not too... Oops, not too square. Ah, looks like it's perfect. Get a little bit better understanding as we finish carving it up. Small little housing district in here. At some point I might actually carve most of this out, actually. Might not leave it as 5 wide hallways. I might carve the interior out here. Although that'd make a big wide open space. But the logic would be to put larger industries inside. So it depends on how into the mountain the janitor squeezes. Yeah, at the moment we are going to look like we want another district. Probably right next to the stone mine. And when we do start mining that stone. And then at some point we're going to put another quality crawler like that. Oh, I need a nice big hallway stretching all the way down to it. I suppose we'd have probably another one. Tiny little access way down the middle in case I need to run some irrigation. And then 4 in from the corner. 2, 3. 1. Yeah, that one. It's the doorway. Yeah. And yeah, with all the more housing, I can probably bring more in. Oh, and you're now all adults. Oh yeah, yeah, I definitely got the food to bring more in. Yeah, let's let like another 50 people in. All the odd jobbers to be expanding the tunnels to build more ranches, to expand the tunnels some more. Now these ranches technically don't need janitorial access because they're not maintained. But I'm going to be putting houses in places. I should probably maintain access to the services, right? The other services people won't have access to. It's their housing move, or the jobs and housing move. Army's 199. Got 20 people training. Apparently I have 100 in both units, even though I have 199. Not sure how that math works. And then obviously they're slowly trending up. They're up to 14%. So we're probably about right if I wanted to start something with the neighbor. Could probably do with more equipment. Is this the stable level spear, or do I want more spear? Spears are still going up. Armor is still going up, although we're about half of what the armor will stabilize at. We are making more spears than we are making armor. Apparently, but 2/3 of the spears. Okay. I'm definitely at the point where I can tell them all, hey, feel free to try to double your spear. Yeah, the way we're carving into the mountains is maybe not optimal for getting everyone to be working up here, because obviously I can only carve on the faces, right? So we're carving like five spots there, 5 spots there, and this batty crawler for the moment, but it'll work. Yeah, we're definitely making enough meat. One of these was to the meat warehouse, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. 1, 2. Let's do the old meat warehouse. 2 is the old meat house. So you stop pulling from 2. Oh, I even had it set up wrong, because apparently I don't have, pull everything? Did I have it set to pull everything? No, I didn't have it set to pull everything. So we weren't pulling in meat anyway, but okay. Oh, actually, you pull. No, we gotta import depot there for what? So that's fine. Okay, so you're good. You're good. We specified you to only pull those things, and you were the one who was copying and pasting. That's why I was having the problems. In fact, most of our other ones are not specified to do any pulls, so okay. Now, with how much meat we have in them, I might actually need to do it the other way around, where I need to start pulling the meat down instead of up. Expand your capacity. Expand your capacity. Oh, the part of the meat stayed up here is probably that we were pulling. So now that we stopped pulling it, won't all be up here. So I think we still have fewer people up here than we do down in the main town. We still have more meat production down in the main town, of course. Yeah, carving's still going. We got 48 odd jobbers, so that should be working out. I'm a little tempted to grab a second training ground. Just get these troops training faster. Although I suppose our troops are kind of ready. 14%, mainly training on both of them. If I really wanted to make them better equipped, or better prepared, I'd be better off getting them more equipment, I think. Although we're not necessarily making any money right now. Tend to spend a lot on wood, don't I? Yes. Oh, that's for building up the new pastures, so it's not too bad. Or because we've expanded wood storage, and a bunch of wood comes in to build the storage up, yeah. Gods have forsaken us. The rain has stopped, except we don't farm, so no rain in the field doesn't really actually bother us that much. Oh no, the gods have cursed us. There's no rain. Wait, did we care about the rain anyway? No, not really, my liege. Okay. That should be enough clay that we're done with that. And furniture distribution. I guess we haven't had a enslavement or punishment recently enough. The law's down. Furniture distribution, let's distribute the last level of stone. And then once that's done, we'll probably be thinking about building basically building a highway, I think. Get up here. Maybe two. Build one out and up. And then over here, build one up and over. Oh, I suppose I should build the moats. Build the moats. I've got stage out. I suppose the question is, do I have enough stage fight pits out? Only 5 pits down here. Probably doesn't reach far enough north. No. I haven't actually been able to put a stage in. That's a good question. Easiest way to check that is check services. I do have a stage. And apparently they're working, so we're getting 84% access, which is probably good enough for the stage. Fight Pit is struggling a little bit at 44%, but it'd only be expected to be 50% if it's perfect. That's probably good. Food stalls are looking good. Bells are looking good. And then we could do pools. Pools wouldn't be too hard. Water, moat. Well, now that we got the cut stone, the moats aren't too bad. Yeah, put a couple small moats in. So we'll put one moat there, small one over there. Just put one small one there. And then when we bring the water up here, we'll do moat. If we build a pump over here, we'll do a moat over here. I suppose the pool bonus is also not very big. See, we got the stone, obviously, to canal's pretty far. Let's put a little bit more pressure in the system. And I suppose upgrading here just saves us workforce. Let's upgrade this one. It saves us 8 workforce. Go. Now it comes all the way up to that pool. In theory, this is not all terrible land, so there might be getting some decent farming opportunities along the canal here. If I need more grain for making bread later. Still slowly carving out to these batty crawlers. Multi-crawlers. And yep, that mode's definitely seeing some use. Connected system's not big enough. Where am I not getting water in the system? It's not big enough. That portion, okay. Gonna upgrade the second pump, which will increase the pressure without having to assign more people. Here we go. Pressure's up to 2034, and we have 986 in the system. Get every place hydrated. Good. Yeah, if we actually do end up resulting in needing to push into the mountain, I'll need more pumps. That's why we got so many planned pumps in case we need them. We're still roading up that section of the town, and then we'll go to the highway and the other highway. And then we might start contemplating distributing clay as furniture. Stone is fully distributed at this point. Okay, so I have the ability to purchase slaves. Slavers arrived and offering his goods. Would you like to make a purchase or a sale? He will stay 4 days to wait my payments. So what sort of slaves would we want? And there is definitely one type of slave that would be tempting, which would be getting some humans in to do research. Yeah, I'm going to spend a bunch of money acquiring some humans. Now in theory we have 20 humans moving in, which actually brought us up enough population that we've unlocked our nobles. Let's go ahead and grab our first 5 nobles. We're not running multicultural, so they all end up being our main people. One of them will be the administrator for the moment, and then we want food productions, so multi-crawler, fish, and then stone and cut stone as our exports. So you're going to employ the boulder crawler. They're already wanting an upgrade there. Getting pretty close to the fishers. Stone miners, at some point, we're going to go up to 50, and the master of masons probably want to increase the production there as well. But okay, and then where do I want to build my lab? Or do I build a library? Ooh, that's a good question. Lab or library? Do I want innovation or knowledge? Oh, I think we're early enough in the tree. I still want innovation. We have things we want to unlock, right? They want the mines. They want the alternative. Well, actually, I probably don't want the alternative for grazing, but crafts. Smithy wouldn't be a mess. Papermaker wouldn't be a mess. But yeah, small lab wouldn't be terrible. If for no other reason than to pick up the low-hanging services. So refined taste, fancy market, toilet. Although we know title-wise, we go up to legate at 1,000. We'll get just enough innovation knowledge to get down to medicine. So what are we really looking at? I'm looking at fancy market. Looking at 10 for fancy market. Of course, that's what we're going to get from 10 humans, right? We're going to get 10, basically 10 innovation, putting them in the lab. So yeah, let's build a lab. Let's build a small lab. Or, I get 10 humans or I get 20 humans? I think I got 20 humans. 20 humans. So, government. I would really love it if you worked either the administration, the libraries, laboratories. We may, in fact, turn priorities down to get you to work in those places. Okay, laboratory. That's a station that works 5 people. I suppose this is just a pretty natively round building, if that's how that's going to be shaped. Okay, so that is our lab. That'll employ 10 of them. I think that's all we want right away with labs. The next one is going to be libraries, and we probably are going to want a larger library at some point, but start with a pretty small one. Okay, so that's the shape of the bit we need in the middle to work the 10. just make the square bigger for the moment. And then it's carpets. Okay, that probably would work. I don't think the building's going to be classed as round, but I can always do that by decorating the exterior if I have to. Oops, that's what's screwing it up. That corner. Probably not classed as round in this kind of orientation, but we'll see if that's round or not. Looks a little bit more like a starship than it does a round building, honestly. But yeah, that'll give us 20 places for those new human slaves to work, to provide us with somewhat valuable resources. Oh, I suppose we can let the slaves have furniture as well. Give them all their stone needs. The slaves that we have don't actually want stone, I think. Yeah, the ones we have don't want... Well, I suppose we have a couple Garthimi. A couple Garthimi ones will like stone. But it is what it is. Oh, you're short fabric. How do I want to sort that? Obviously, the answer is probably import some fabric. We don't have any stored gems. Yeah, we don't have any stored gems. So we're going to swap you from gems to fabric. And then you will import fabric. Let's make sure humans are working the admin, the laboratory jobs that we want. They are. They're currently working jobs that we don't want them to work. Although that's half of them, right? So we want half work in the lab, half can work elsewhere for the moment. There we go. Like fabric and purchased. We can build out the library. Which again should have the other humans work there. Provide us with some innovation. We haven't gained enough, or some knowledge. We haven't gained enough innovation yet to pick up fancy markets. Accident. All our humans are now working government, working in the library and or the laboratory. Where we want them to. There we go. Still carving out up there. Up to 14% training. 8 currently trained, 12 fully trained, 88 need additional training. Same there as well. Do you have any homeless? Yes. Apparently I have not enough housing down here, and I got plenty of housing up there. Okay, so I need another housing block down here, but it's easy enough to do. Yeah, that works out. The clay isn't available to work that, but everything else is. And honestly, I'm making too much stone. I can turn the number of stone miners down. Although I don't even have enough for the full bonus. Should I start exporting stone? How valuable is stone? Terrible, don't export stone. Cut stone's a different matter, but regular stone is super bad. In fact, we're probably over-exporting cut stone because the price is getting a little low. We put a floor at 90. That fixed the housing issues, not entirely. Suppose I might actually need it down there instead of up here. It's helping a little bit by allowing some of the population to redistribute it. It's also not fully built yet, so... Oh yeah, that might be enough. It's within reasonable transit range. Yeah, we're down to 1 unhoused. Close enough. 1 or 2 unhoused is close enough. And of course, this is not including the nobles. We have no noble houses. Yeah, I think this is a good place to put a part break in here. The 20 human slaves have definitely improved various aspects of the city. We've got enough that we can go ahead and pick up the fancy markets. We'll do that. Oh, I suppose I need refined taste too. We'll see if we get enough for that as well. We know when we hit 200 people, we're going to pick up Posh Relief for the plus 20 from there. And then very rapidly use the knowledge to run it right down to medicine. And then we'll import tools to build medicine or build up healthcare and medicine. Technically, I don't need my healthcare to work That would require more fabric, but exist makes people happy, even if it doesn't work. The positions we'd like to work so we don't have sick people, which, by extrapolation, then don't need to use the hospitals. See how that works out. But yeah, this is where we're going to put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. I think we're going to go on campaign in the next part. Going to take the guys out. We're going to just go across the border. We're going to trespass. We're going to see if they say anything about the trespass. And probably go down to these guys down here. Just going to go through these guys, down to these guys, start something with these guys, and see if that pisses these guys off enough that we can do stuff with them as well. Bigger nation to the west we're going to leave intact until we can establish trade relations with the big nation to the east. Once we have the big nation to the east, then we probably start with the person to the west, too. Although we might want a slightly larger army for the west person. But figure all that out will be in the next part. If you're watching on YouTube, part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is the mid-stream break, where I do as I usually do in the middle of the stream, which is go make a new cup of tea. So I will be back as soon as the cup of tea is brewed. Until then, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.